Hello, this is Vonnie Ribeiro with Prayas Gifts, and I'm so glad you've joined us for our Aging Gracefully Challenge. We are on day 3. Yesterday at day 2, we looked at the Apostle John and how he flourished spiritually. He also flourished in the physical realm and was extremely productive. Today, I was going to tell you about another person who aged very gracefully, and that is my mom. So growing up, my mom was always extremely productive. She really liked to learn, so she was always enrolled in courses. She got several different master's degrees, and then she loved to teach, so she taught at the college I went to. Now, so she taught most of her life, and then when she was in her late 60s, my dad passed away and her world changed. She moved to be over near my sister and began helping out with my sister's little boy, her grandson. By the way, I think helping with your grandkids is a great way to flourish. And impacting the next generation is something I think is really on God's heart. So she did that for a while. And she kind of thought she had retired, but God actually had different plans and she was really just getting started. After a few months of her living near my sister, God began bringing piano students to her. They knew my sister and they knew my mom and they knew that she had taught music, so they brought their kids for piano lessons. And at first my mom said, well, really, I taught voice, not piano. But then she thought, maybe I could teach younger children piano. That would be fine. So she began taking piano students. And God actually had a lot more for her than that. She'd always wanted to have her PhD, and she had done most of her coursework for it, but hadn't quite finished it just due to family obligations and other things. But then when she was 74, God provided the opportunity for her to finish her PhD. She just had to do a few more courses and finish her dissertation. So when she was 75, she got her PhD, graduating with a 4.0 in piano. Now this was really great because that meant that she could teach her students all the way through high school into college. She could take advanced piano students, which that was just a fulfillment of a life dream, to get the PhD and then to be able to keep her students throughout their entire educational period. So a lifelong dream had been fulfilled by God. But there was even more. One of the courses that she took was a course in composition, and she found she really liked it. And I found she's really good at it. So today she has a completely full music studio with all levels of piano and voice students. She's busy composing wonderful music, and she's aging very gracefully. On top of that, I'm just going to throw it in, she's still attractive and she's still stylish. I'm really proud of my mom. I feel like I've watched Psalm 92 lived out in front of me, and I know it's possible. Some of the things she taught me is that you can flourish even after trauma, such as the trauma of losing a spouse, that you can have long-term impact on your children and your grandchildren, that you can fulfill lifelong dreams, that you can discover brand new gifts and talents that you didn't even know you had. Then also she showed me that God's plan may be unexpected, that you might initially think that that's not quite right, or that you're unqualified, but as you walk through God's plan, you'll find it will be more fulfilling than you could possibly imagine. So I'm just honored to be able to share my mom's story with you. It's impacted me. I hope it impacts you. These things are not just for people who lived in the New Testament times. These are for us today. So our task for today is, have you experienced a life-changing trauma and you wonder what's next? Is there a lifelong dream that you would like to fulfill? Ask God for the next step in the plan that He has for you. And then, even if it doesn't seem logical or you can't see how this is going to work, go ahead and take the next step and see what God has for you. If it's anything like my mom's life, it's going to be far above what you could imagine. Thank you so much, and we'll be back tomorrow.